This is the room I will be presenting in. This is my note card. If you would like to read it, you may pause. Okay, so I have a lot of pet peeves, but the one that I thought was the biggest was messiness. And it's definitely messiness in myself and messiness of other people that bothers me a lot. I started to live with other people when I got into college, and I decided that the way that I was living was not acceptable. I thought that other people would be annoyed by my mess, and I constantly started to pick up after myself because I didn't think it was fair that other people had to deal with my mess because I didn't want to deal with theirs. I didn't like how messy other people were. And so once I got into that routine, I started to see how nice things were when they were clean, and I also got into the habit of knowing where everything was constantly, and everything had a place. And so I think that my pet peeve of messiness shows a couple things about my personality. It's that I'm a neat person, that I am definitely controlling, and also that I'm observative. And so I'm neat because I feel like everything has to have a place and it should be there at all times. And I'm very specific about where everything goes. And I was very messy when I was a kid, and so it kind of says a lot about myself is that I'm maturing and I'm growing up a little bit. And it was definitely living with others that did it for me because I constantly was seeing their messes and what they were doing, and everything was out of place constantly, and I hated it. I wanted everything to be where I needed it to be. And like I said, I just liked the way everything looked when it was clean, so it became more or less kind of an addiction of seeing everything flawless. I mean, countertops were always spotless. I always could see my floor. My bed was always made. And it kind of formed a lifelong habit because even now that I'm back to living alone and living independently, I keep everything in a place and everything is always neat because it's not just for the sake of other people. I can't stand my own mess anymore. And so that kind of goes into the category of controlling, and I'm a controlling person when it comes to how clean things are. There's not a lot of things that I feel like I need to be in control of, but making sure that people pick up after themselves and live in a neat environment is kind of something I find myself looking into. I'm kind of stubborn about the way that things are put together too, and if something has a place, it should be in a place at all times. And if other people have their way of doing things, it's kind of hard to get me to believe that they should be done that way. And that's up to the standards of some people may be messy people, but they're messy in their own ways to the fact that they know where everything is and where they can go to find it. But it's not a kind of way that I want to be. And that may be their preference, but it's not something that I prefer. So if I'm staying with someone for an extended amount of time, I usually end up cleaning for them or cleaning the area that I'm staying in, and that includes the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, and the bedroom that I'll be staying in. And I feel like that's kind of inconvenient for other people because, they feel like they have to clean for me. And so I would also say it makes me observational because I notice things that people who aren't so bent out of shape about cleaning might not notice. So if I have a messy friend and they are a little bit cleaner, I'm very quick to notice that something is actually in a place that it should be. Whereas if I have a clean friend who is a little bit messier, on the other hand, I notice, say, something as small as not cleaning the toothpaste off the kitchen or off the bathroom mirror after a week, and they may have normally have done it, but didn't for that week. And so I would say that I notice when things are in and out of place. So in my own home and others as well, if I'm used to someone always having something in a place when I'm there, I notice when it's not there. And when somebody tries to clean for me in my own house, everything has its place, so I notice when it's out of place, even if they tried to clean. So unloading the dishwasher and them ending up in the wrong places. And like I said, I think it makes me observational because it's things that people who aren't so stuck on cleaning wouldn't notice. And I would say that these things explain a lot about me and who I like to be and the way that I like to, I guess, live my own life. And so it says a lot about my personality. And I think it can be a little inconvenient at times that I hate messiness because it makes for a lot of awkward situations. And I think people think I might be a little more judgmental, but I'm really not. I just have my way that I like things to be done. And so that is my biggest pet peeve. Here's my note card again. And the final room scan.